Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. The Old West gave birth to many newspaper stories. But tonight, I'm going to tell you one that's really different. It's about the newspaper that went to jail.
Are they all out, Mike?
Yeah. What's the idea, Pete?
Judge Clayton issued a court order closing the mine, so I got to nail it up.
Castle here claims it's not safe.
You the mine inspector?
That's right.
I'm Fred Hale. I run the Kingston Gazette.
All right.
It's going to throw a lot of people out of work.
Well, that's one of the toughest parts of my job. But if I find an unsafe condition in a mine, it's my duty to close it.
Just when we found the vein again and have a chance to put the operations back on a paying basis.
You inspected and approved the Rainbow a couple of months ago, didn't you, Mr. Kessel?
That's right.
Exactly what's wrong with it now?
There's a lot of seepage in the #1 tunnel. The shoring could give away and flood the whole mine.
There's been no change in the amount of water we pump since you last inspected it. Those men are my friends, and if I thought this mine was unsafe, I wouldn't ask them to work in it.
Just a minute, Pete. Before you nail it up, I'd like to look inside.
Oh, wait a minute. This mine's closed by court order, and that means to everybody.
Well, he hasn't posted the sign yet.
Just the same, it's in effect. Finish it up, Sheriff.
Kinda touchy, ain't it?
Yeah. I wonder why.
Good afternoon, Fred. Come in.
Thank you, Judge.
Ellen's out in the kitchen doing some baking. Go on back.
I came to see you this time.
Well, this is an unexpected pleasure. What can I do for you, son?
The Rainbow. I'd like to inspect it.
You'd like to inspect it.
Yes, I know a little bit about mining, and I'd like to confirm the condition of the Rainbow. Closing it not only works a hardship on McDaniels, it affects the livelihood of a lot of people.
Would you rather see them killed in a mine that's been declared unsafe?
If it is unsafe. I owe my readers the truth, Judge.
Well, the truth is an admirable quality, Mr. Hale, but you're not the only one who is capable of it in Kingston. I have no reason to question the honesty of Mr. Kessel, and I hope that you're not questioning mine.
Of course not, sir. But I'd still like permission to enter the Rainbow.
Permission denied.
Now, you know as well as I do that newspapers are always accorded certain privileges.
I never recognize special privileges.
Fred! I wondered who Dad was barking at this time.
Hello, Ellen.
You're early for dinner, but come on back and I'll put you to work.
I'm afraid I won't be able to make it tonight.
But I've been fixing everything you like. I'm disappointed.
So am I. Good day, sir. Goodbye, Ellen.
How dare you defy this court by entering that mine?
What I found out justifies my actions. That mine's as safe as this room, and I know what I'm talking about. My father was a miner. I've been around mines since I was old enough to carry his lunch pail.
I didn't order your arrest so we could compare your qualifications to those of a mining inspector appointed by the governor of this territory.
It doesn't require a fancy title to see there's nothing wrong over at the Rainbow. They tell me you worked around mines as a boy, Judge. Now, if you'll just come with me and see for yourself.
Mr. Hale, I didn't have you brought here to discuss the competency of Mr. Kessel or the condition of the Rainbow Mine. The fact is, you flagrantly defied an order of this court, and I hold you in contempt.
If you think that's going to shut me up, you're wrong. I'll still print the Gazette, and I'll still tell the truth.
You will not be permitted to use that newspaper to attack the dignity of this court or the laws of this territory. Sheriff, I hereby order the Kingston Gazette padlocked, and I remand you to jail for a period of 10 days.
Pete.
Yeah.
I tell you, there's something more rotten about this than the timbers in the Rainbow Mine.
Well, I got a feeling you might be right, Fred. But there's so darn little I can do about it.
Just what would you do, Pete? That is, if you could.
What?
I mean, to help me run this thing down.
Well, I'd do most anything, you know that. Except let you out of jail. Hello, Ellen.
Hello, Sheriff. Fred, I just had a talk with Dad, and everything's all fixed up.
Ellen.
All you have to do is print a retraction and apologize for going against his order.
Nothing doing. He ought to apologize to me.
But, Fred, you deliberately went against his orders.
That's not the issue in this matter.
It's the reason you're in jail.
You don't understand. It's my job to report the facts.
It's your job to obey the law, too, just like everybody else. Please, Fred, for my sake, tell Dad you're sorry.
But I'm not sorry. I'd do the same thing again.
Then I'm glad he put you behind bars. And as far as I'm concerned, you can stay here.
Got a pencil and paper, Woody?
Sure, boss. Now, what are you going to do?
Well, I wrote myself into here. Maybe I can write myself out.
But the Gazette's locked up.
The padlock's on the door, Woody, not on the press. Right, Pete?
That's right. And if I remember correctly, the back window was left open.
Hey, fellas, come over here and listen to this. Judge Clayton's high-handed action in padlocking the office of this paper and jailing its editor not only violates the freedom of the press, but abridges the rights of every citizen.
What is that? Where'd you get this?
Just came out, Judge. Anyone can get them.
Boy, that did it.
Yes, amen.
Sheriff, have you seen this paper?
Yes, I have, Judge.
So I'm dictatorial and high-handed in denying the freedom of the press, am I?
You certainly are.
And I suppose you weren't high-handed in having your assistant sneak into that office and get out another paper after I had it padlocked?
I told you I was going to keep printing what I believe.
Well, you won't print any more after today. Sheriff, come along with me. Open that door. I want that press confiscated, and I want that assistant arrested. There'll be no more sneaking in here and getting out that paper. Oh, it's gone.
Clean as a whistle.
Well, find it. And find that assistant. And if they get any more newspapers out, you'll hear from me.
Come on in. Hi there, Bender.
Well, hi. Well, what sort of a trip do you have?
Hot and dusty.
It'll be worth it. I think this one's going to be very easy.
Oh? How easy?
Well, McDaniels has been feeling pretty low since I closed his mine. You'll find him across the street in the saloon.
Mr. McDaniels?
Right?
Harrison Bender, Mining Investments.
Glad to know you.
drink.
No, thanks.
I heard about your tough luck.
How?
Well, the violations are on file at the Capitol, and it's my business to keep informed of mines that are in financial hot water.
Financial hot water? That's putting it mild. If Kessel keeps me closed down, I'll go broke.
Well, sometimes these territorial inspectors can be pretty ruthless. But you know, in most cases, a fella's ahead by fixing things up, even if they don't need fixing.
Well, that's easy to say, but it cost me close to $40,000 to comply with his orders, and I don't have that kind of money.
I didn't figure it would be quite that high. But I'm ready to put up the $40,000 for a controlling interest in your mine.
I'm not selling 1% of that mine. Now, I don't know what Kessel's game is, but there's nothing unsafe about that mine, and I'll blow it sky high before I'll give in to him.
Well, I guess that's your privilege. But in case you change your mind, I'll be around town for a couple of days.
Might be smart to let him buy in, Mac. Better than staying shut down.
I've spent too many years developing that mine to let somebody else cash in on the profits now.
Listen to him talking about profits. All we want is jobs.
Yeah, how about that, Mac? You're kind of forgetting about us, ain't you?
No, I'm not forgetting about you. There isn't a man here I haven't helped now and then, and you know it.
We're not asking for charity. All we want is a chance to work.
Well, what do you think I want?
Oh, now, come on, Mac. It's nothing personal.
All right, boys, all right. Let's quiet down now. Now, look, you're not going to gain anything by losing your temper. Why don't you all just go up to the bar and have a drink? Have a drink on me. Bartender, put it on my tab. Go ahead, over to the bar. Let's all have a drink. Come on. Yeah, Mac, we need. Give me like that. We side. Like a little cool.
Catch us along, Pete.
Oh, a little trouble over the saloon. McDonald's had an offer to get safety improvements made on the Rainbow for controlling interest. Of course, when he turned it down, some of the miners got real sore. I guess they want to go back to work, you know.
Who made the offer?
A fellow named Bender. He came in on the afternoon stage.
Bender. I've heard that name someplace before. About 6 months ago, there was an article in the Mountain City Clarion. He had something to do with a mining deal. Pete, do me a favor, will you?
Sure.
Wire the Clarion. See what you can find out.
Oh, all right. I'll get the telegram off, but I'm charging this one to you.
All right. Oh, and, Pete, before you go, the key?
Oh, not again.
Well, you want to see this thing through, don't you?
Sure, but I'm scared it'll see me through first. Oh, well, I've gone this far.
Thanks, Pete.
All right.
Wake up, Woody.
I'm blind. I can't see. Where am I?
Come on, we've got to go to work.
Oh.
Oh, Sheriff. Sheriff.
Yes, Judge?
I told you to find that newspaper press and that assistant.
I've been looking for him, sir. But Woody doesn't seem to be living in his cabin much these days. He's probably hiding out someplace.
Well, he's not far from here, and neither is that press. Look what I found on my desk. On my desk, mind you. Listen, Inspector Kessel closes mine. Judge Clayton refuses to investigate. Stranger tries to buy control at bargain price. Is this a coincidence or a clever scheme?
I've seen the paper, Your Honor.
Oh, you have? I suppose everybody else in town has, too.
Well, there is enough of them scattered around.
So help me, Sheriff, if you don't find that press and Hale's assistant, I'm going to...
Your Honor, I hope to have the whole thing cleaned up pretty soon now.
Judge Clayton, I don't like this one bit.
You don't see me laughing, do you?
Say, Fred, is that judge fit to be tied this morning?
The last paper got him, huh?
It sure did, and to make it worse, Woody put it right on his desk.
Well, maybe that'll jolt him into taking some action.
Well, if it don't, listen to the answer we got from this telegram. Canary Bird Mine, Mountain City. Closed by Kessel. Purchased at a distress sale by syndicate represented by Bender. Same situation, Europa Mine at Kearney, and Early Nugget at Elton.
Just as I thought. Kessel shuts them down, Bender buys them up.
Right.
Let me out, Pete. The Kingston Gazette is going to press, a special night edition.
Wait till I get the keys. Hey, y'all, Fred.
Thanks.
Open up! We know you're in there, Judge. Open the door. You gonna open the door, we're gonna have to break it down.
What's the meaning of this outrage?
Don't get on your high horse with us, Judge Clayton. Evidently, you haven't read this yet.
What's this rabble-rouser been up to now?
That this fella Bender, who's been trying to take over my mine, has already bought up 3 other mines that Kessel closed down and forced into bankruptcy.
2 crooks working together.
That's a serious charge. Unless there's definite evidence, I can't jump to any conclusions.
Maybe you've got a reason for not jumping.
Editor said he asked you to go out the mine and have a look at it with him, and you refused.
That true?
What does that imply?
We're not trying to apply anything. We're saying it straight out. Either you're protecting the crooks for some reason, or you're an out-and-out crook yourself.
Why, you get out! Get out!
All right, we'll go. But if you don't do something in the morning, I'm going straight to the governor.
You can't blame them, Dad. If what Fred printed in the paper is true.
I guess you're right. But if Fred had any proof, why didn't he come to me direct? Instead of printing it in the paper.
How could he? He's in jail.
So you got one of them too, huh?
Yeah. You know, this could just queer the deal.
Queer the deal? Well, this could put us both behind bars.
Us?
Yes.
I never did an illegal thing in my life.
Well, now, wait a minute. What are you getting at, Bender?
There's nothing wrong in putting out good money for a mine that's in trouble. And besides, how should I know you weren't justified in closing it?
You've been paying me, haven't you?
In cash.
Well, let me tell you something. I won't shoulder all the blame when they find out that mine isn't in the condition I reported.
Well, you better make sure it is. And you better hurry up about it, because that article is just liable to stir up a hornet's nest in the morning.
Young man, you've printed some pretty serious accusations. You better have something concrete to back them up.
I have. This telegram was delivered this afternoon.
All the conveniences of home, eh?
Go ahead and read it. Well, what do you think now, Your Honor?
I'll reserve judgment till after I've inspected that mine. Sheriff, unlock that cell. You've challenged me to inspect that mine. Well, we're going out there right now. Sheriff, bring in Kessel and Bender. I want to question them when I come back.
I'll have him here, sir.
Number 1 tunnel branches off up ahead. That's where Kessel condemned the shoring. Bulkhead in question, Judge. You can see for yourself there's no danger of it collapsing.
There's a lot of water behind this.
Well, that's true. Look at the way the shoring is braced. It'll never give way. Oh, there's seepage, all right, but the pumps are powerful enough to take care of the excess water.
What is it, Fred?
Dynamite. Someone planned to blow in the bulkhead and flood the mine. Candle's warm. Wax is still melted.
And whoever it was must be still in the tunnel.
You're right, Judge.
Castle.
Get your hands up.
So you're the one.
I told you the shoring was unsafe. When they fish both your bodies out of the water, they'll know I was right. Now, come on, back in the tunnel. Come on.
Over there.
Well, that takes care of them. But there's a matter still unsettled. Where did you hide that press?
Howdy, Judge.
Well, don't just stand there. We've got an extra to get out.
Here's the extra the judge helped to get out. It's a little tattered and faded after all these years, but it still stands as evidence that even a jail could not hold back the freedom of the press.